Let's get ready. Okay, tell us when we're live. Oh, almost now. We're live now. There you go. All right. Big up everyone. This is Black Man Broadcast, a show that is for the black community to find solutions. Pretty much. That's in a nutshell. I'm your host, Brother Raven. Let's start the show by finding a fantastic PDF that we have somewhere here. Let's go file share. Here it is, screen share. And then there it is. It's fantastic. Voila. Let's get that away. Hope you guys have a fantastic day. And I'll be being constructive. Read mode. There it is. Cool. Might be a quick show today. Depends how it goes. We'll try to give you a minimum of an hour. Unless you jump in, we'll go for a bit longer. But let's start as we always start. And that's this is a 283rd episode. That's 283 attempts at trying to find constructive solutions for the black community. How cool is that? Very good. Don't forget, tell a friend we're live. When you're live, you can also jump in and give your opinions and stuff. Make sure you follow constructive guidelines that we shall read soon. So Black Batman Building. Don't forget to follow the Instagram page. That'll be cool. There it is, Black Batman Building. I'll post that in here just so you have it. Copy and paste. Big up Jeffrey. Jeffrey. Big up Jeff. There we go. All right, so we start your style. We talk about the retroactive expectations, and I still haven't updated. We made to update this page. What have I been doing? But these are the constructive. These are the constructive activities the black community are designed to uphold to collectively recover from the atrocities from the past. I did update. So yes, this is looking different on the screen. Press refresh. There it is. Remember, okay. So the four things we have to do when it comes to retroactive expectations are: remember the atrocities inflicted upon the ancestors and the community in the past and present, and behave in a way that reflects this. That's right. So, and reconnect with black people locally and globally, and form networks and teach each other about the different cultures. All right. And then repair the black community from historical trauma that caused the self-hate challenges and health issues, and rebuild the black family, black economics, and black nations. That's a very good thing there. At some point, we're going to tackle diaspora arguments and stuff like that, and it's good to have this as something that keeps you grounded. But yeah, so the idea of retroactive expectations is, in a historical time, not too long ago, your ancestors have faced many challenges and adversities, and the idea is to put yourself in their body of historical time and think, if I was there then, how would I want my ancestors to, my children to behave? So my descendants and stuff. So and that's what it is. It's a sort of reacting in a way that remember what happened to your ancestors, I guess. All right, let's carry on. And in order to promote, to achieve that, we talk about Black Betterment, which is a lifestyle of black people continuously helping black people. There you go. So that's what it is. This entire show is about that. That's it. It's about the lifestyle and how that lifestyle can be very helpful to find solutions. What kind of this thing is? Did it not start? Can you not get to go to live? So I'm just checking something. Excellent. That should be good. Hopefully that doesn't cut what we're doing here. No. All right. Where are we at now? I'm actually running too far. Here we go. So the link is pinned, and after I speak, or anytime to be honest, anyone can jump in. But when you jump in, just remember, if you remember the 4D values, which is on the screen, that is discipline, dedication, dignity, and discernment. If you can remember that, that'd be very, very handy indeed. And that makes finding solutions just that a little bit more easy, you see. It does. Yes, sir. All right. Something's wrong with this streaming thing here. Oh, whatever. I'll fix it another time. And okay, yeah. And if you can try not to use derogatory language, use descriptive language is more helpful. So what are the two topics today? The two topics are locked up in Jamaica. We explore the legacy. Oh no, this again. Is it the wrong way around? It is. Oh, look at that. I've got locked. It's gonna bug me. That I know I can just tell. Let me just update it. It's gonna annoy me badly. Yeah, so the two topics are, let me actually put the other one over so we can get that. What was the second one? I've got it in my thing. Hold on. So when you're doing 17 things at once and you don't refresh, that's what happens. If you don't press refresh, it doesn't update, and then you can't do the things. But let me find my stuff. But what it's meant to be about was one. There's a young. I think she might be from. She's from. I don't know where she's from. She's somewhere based in England, of course. Um, but there was I think a 21-year-old, around about that age, young girl, young adult, and she went to Jamaica, and I think she either her boyfriend or a friend who's a boy. She went with her, maybe another girlfriend, or maybe another boy who's a friend. They met there, or stuff like this. But I think somewhere along the line, they've been arrested in Jamaica for drug smuggling, something like this. So yeah, the mom went on the internet and started talking. What am I looking for? I'm looking for the thing. Yeah, so the mom went on the internet and gave her story. I haven't really been following it. I don't know if there's some ups and downs, there's some rights, but oh, here it is. It's this one. So yeah, let me put both of these in the thing. So yeah, we're gonna follow that, and I guess the Black Brahmin perspective is being careful with children, letting them know the dangers, and if that is if the story is not true, then not lying, whatever. Let me just put this here. But yeah, and then also the other quick topic will be which is here. I hope I'm saying this right. Surya Bonaly. This is the skating legacy. This came from the Winter Olympics has started, and doing their tournaments and stuff. But there's a European gentleman. He's done a backflip on the ice, and he's won gold. But it just reminded us that many years ago there was a sister who did it from France, and her story's quite interesting because I'm looking at her page, and it was saying that she was adopted, but didn't know her parents or something like this. And obviously she went through a lot of challenges being a black woman doing figure skating or whatever it is. So yeah, it was interesting. So I thought we'd cover that for a bit. So what we'll do is we'll cover two random quick topics that come from a video while I try to update this topic, and then we'll look at that the locked up in Jamaica. I've got like a bit of videos on that one. If you want to jump in, you most certainly can. So what am I doing? I'm looking for a video. All right. Don't forget, tell a friend, we're live. It's your show, so however you want it to go, it will go that way. Let's see what videos I've got we can talk on. Oh, yeah, so this SPAC Nation. Don't know much about them. Let's open a minute.
A few days ago, members of SPAC Nation hosted a free Morley's activation in Peckham. The event was promoted via flyers and TikTok and attracted a large number of local young people. If you're from the local area, parents, family members, teachers, schools, or community members, I encourage you to have open conversations with the young people in your care about SPAC Nation's history. There are numerous articles and videos available that outline past concerns, including allegations of financial exploitation and coercion, with individuals reportedly encouraged to take out significant loans. In one of the promotional videos, the caption states, "What's the catch? Nothing." However, given the organization's past controversies, it's important to approach such claims with caution. Flyers appear to be distributed at the event. What's that for? In another video, it suggests this may become a regular activation occurring every 2 weeks, with organizers asking locations to visit next. Young people are in the comments suggesting locations. If the stated intention of these activations is to highlight personal growth and community, it is reasonable to ask whether the narrative should also include accountability for past financial mismanagement. True growth should reflect positive change, such as protecting young people from harm. For example, in one of the videos, some young people are in the road. Avoiding environments that attract heavy police presence, and promoting healthier and more constructive lifestyle choices. Community engagement, okay, but where is the transparency, responsibility, and long-term well-being of our young people?
Okay. So let's look at the site. Have I finished it? Let me click on that one. It's going to turn this down, resume, 5 seconds from. Right, I think that works. So yeah, that's SPAC Nation. Now I don't know much about SPAC Nation, to be honest. I know bits and bobs, but I'm not an expert. I assume they're some kind of like, maybe they're maybe like a church domination or church. I think the guy's from somewhere in Africa, and I think the reason why it became quite, I guess, controversial is I think something about taking out loans and having the members take out loans, and maybe they stay there as well. I don't know, but any members, feel free to jump in. There were some people wanting me to cover it, so I have to redo research, whatever. But yeah, apparently they're doing something geared towards children with, was that free chicken and stuff, which is, I guess, whatever. All right, is that the hold on? Oh, yeah, that's good. So I thought, yeah, it's fine. So yeah, so okay, there you go. So that's a random Black Bama. So I can't really give a Black Bama breakdown of that, but I guess it might segue into looking after your children if it is a problem, which goes to our main topic. Funny enough, so it's all connected, and also I'm not saying they're not. Funny or whatever, but also watching out for certain organizations your children join. You have a good relationship with your children, so they're not just joining things, willy nilly. That's not constructive. What's this one? Let's see. Oh yeah, I saw this as well. There we go.
Full stop.
But that's very much through your modern sensibilities, you might say that.
We now have a generation that believes everything we did by colonizing. Yes, it is true. They think everything about colonization was wrong. It wasn't. There were some terrible things and there were some good things to come out of it. And that is about properly acknowledging your past.
Education.
Yes, completely.
Sanitation.
Transportation.
Yeah. There was so much that we brought to communities.
But you think you're typical of what we're talking about.
No, I'm saying that colonization, the empire was wrong. It was wrong, full stop. That's, the things that Britain might have done.
But that's very much through your modern sensibilities,
Yes.
you might say that, because we wouldn't now routinely go into other countries.
It was a profoundly racist set of basically invasions of other people, where we subjugated people to our rule and sort of made them work for us. It was
made their countries work.
But imagine yourself in the shoes of a 13-year-old boy hearing you say that.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. What do they then? How do they then carry that through life?
Well,
in terms of who I am as a Brit.
But it's not about.
We had racist ancestors.
But I'm saying that we hear much more of that than we do about the benefits of that period of time.
Well, because I don't think there were benefits. I think that we have to be completely.
Of course there were. So benefits to us.
I don't think there were.
There were benefits to us.
A lot of those countries did not, Jonathan, those countries...
It absolutely does.
Those countries did not have money. They did not have the creativity. They did not have people in positions of power to do this. No, they didn't.
Countries. They just didn't live like Britain did. It doesn't make it worse. It just makes it different.
So it's okay to live without education. And it's okay to live without the transportation system, is it?
They did have education. It just wasn't our education system. They had language. It wasn't our language.
This cultural
medicine we brought to
precisely what we have.
Yes.
I don't know. Look, I don't know why we're even.
Interesting. There you go. So you see that, and there's many people, feel like that in the colonizer country. And the irony is, one of the claims is education, but they haven't educated on the past, or whatever. But I think the area of interest I would say is obviously the complete ignorance, whatever. But it's also they're allegedly trying to protect their children from the behavior of their ancestors. Like, you can't tell them that kind of stuff. It's going to cause issues or whatever. So, and I saw this in America with the whole DEI thing, where it's like it's always the emphasis on the people who are the oppressors. Making sure that they feel good about what they have done, and the ones who are oppressed not to really acknowledge or really care. And that's what it is. I don't expect any change, whatever. But what that is good to do is to demonstrate to Black people that from a certain level, collectively, Black people have no friends, and that is the emphasis of why you have to have concepts of Black people coming together to fix Black issues, because I guess other people are too busy doing what they're doing, or other communities have the ability to put their community first, even in clear knowledge of atrocities, you see. So it's very interesting that. So that was a very interesting video there. But fair enough, also the show that plays this is renowned for trying to have this extreme kind of right view, I guess, wherever it is. But yeah, interesting. Nothing was factual what they said, and it was all ignorant. But I mean, I guess at some point you just get tired of trying to educate, I guess, suspected white supremacists of their ignorance. Although when it comes to teaching about racism, they're the best people to ask because they are experts, and that's what you're probably witnessing there. So let's start the quick one. I think. Oh, have I fixed it? Let me think. I fixed that one. I think I've updated that one. That was a bit wrong. Yeah, I have. Excellent. Oh yeah. Let me go to the other way. So now we're going to start with the first topic. We're going to have a 1 hour show today, unless you guys say we have to do more. Where's the top? Here we go. I've updated it. Yes. Surya Bonaly. I'm probably saying that wrong because I'm a bad person. Shall be twice. It's fine. Remove that and add that. All right, so this is a quick one. So I don't know if you know, there's Winter Olympics is on, and there was a sister many years ago. She did amazing stuff, but some of her moves was banned prior, or they thought it was too dangerous to do, or whatever reason they did. But let's actually catch up with what that is, and then we can talk about it. So let's see. I think it's number 3. Let's see which one should play.
That's perfect. William Allen landed the first push.
So let's show the two side by side. I'm gonna have to mute the song. Good music behind it. So there you see, there's the European gentleman today. He looks like he's from Frozen, that kind of aesthetic. And this is the sister back in 1998. She represented France. Let's play it again. Was penalized for this backflip decades later. Is celebrated for the same move now. Maybe they need to make it like a trophy or an award to give to the sister. But I mean, it's sports, isn't it? And that was that. And then let's get more context from that's what you've seen. Let's see what people are saying about it, shall we? Let's look at the sisters first, and then we'll go to others.
First legal single-footed backflip in Olympic history, but the move is actually named for the black figure skater who did it first. However, in the discussion about Surya Bonaly and how she connects to this figure skating legacy, there's a lot of context missing, as well as her own opinion about Ilya landing her move. Welcome back to Olympic Winter is Coming, the series where I'm telling you everything you need to know about this year's Winter Games. Ilya Malinin has been one of the biggest stars of the Winter Olympic Games so far. The reigning world champion entered his first Olympics as the gold medal favorite for men's singles. And Ilya is also known for throwing a backflip or two into his program. In the long program for the team event, he landed that single-footed backflip that everyone's talking about. The first backflip ever landed in the Olympics was at the 1976 Games by American figure skater Terry Kubica. And in 1977, the ISU actually banned the backflip, saying that it was too dangerous to attempt on ice. Backflips remained banned until 2024. However, we did see one landed in 1998. At those Winter Games, a black figure skater from France named Surya Bonaly landed the first ever single-footed backflip in Olympic history. At the time, the backflip was already banned, a detail that has been left out of a lot of commentary on this subject. Surya Bonaly was a trailblazer in the world of figure skating in the 90s, and she was often underscored in a sport where a lot of it has to do with personal opinion, at a time where the sport had very little diversity and rarely celebrated it. Bonaly was a force to be reckoned with, and she competed in 3 Olympic Winter Games. The 1998 Games would be her final professional appearance, and after a short program where she felt she had been underscored, she fell to 6th place. Heading into the free skate, she was already pretty low in medal contention and had also sustained an injury. Early on in her free program, she fell on one of her jumps, and at that point she knew she was completely out of medal contention. And so she made a split-second decision on the ice to go out with a clear message. She added a single-footed backflip to her program, knowing that it was illegal and that she would be penalized for it. But she did so with her final professional appearance on the biggest stage in figure skating, to make it clear that regardless of what the judges thought about her, she could not be ignored when it came to being great. That 1-foot backflip would not return to the Games until 2026 when Ilya Malinin landed it himself. And this time he was able to perform the move without a deduction since it's now legal. But I think the most important thing being left out of this conversation about Bonaly is her own opinion on Ilya landing the move. In a phone interview with the AP, Bonaly said that she was actually happy to have seen someone land this move on Olympic ice. She feels that figure skating needs to be elevated and that she personally was born in the wrong time. At the time that she was competing, people didn't want to see someone pushing the limits of what was expected. She said, "I broke ice for other skaters. Now everything is different. People welcome anyone as long as they're good, and that is what life is all about." So as we continue to discuss Ilya's incredible feat at the Olympics, it's important to not only understand the history of this move, but also to understand that Bonaly herself is very happy to see that the legacy of figure skating is changing, given the fact that that's what she was trying to do when she was skating herself. For coverage of the rest of the Winter Games, including in person, be sure to follow along for the rest of Olympic Winter is Coming.
All right. I've got one more video about that. Let's see this another sister's perspective. I think this that lady here. Ha ha ha.
Legal in figure skating. On Sunday, Ilya Malinin with Team USA landed a backflip during his free skate program, and that program helped Team USA win the gold medal in the team event. A lot of folks were giving him praise for being the first figure skater to legally land a backflip during the Olympics. But they were also saying, on the other hand, what about Surya Bonaly, the French skater from the 1980s and 90s who also did a backflip during the Olympics? So here's the deal. The first skater to ever pull off a backflip at the Olympics was former U.S. champion Terry Kubica. That was 1976. Right after he did that, the International Skating Union said, too dangerous. We are banning the backflip. Well, then, about 20 years later, at the 1998 Nagano Olympics, Surya Bonaly, that French figure skater, a black woman who faced a lot of racism during her career as a figure skater, in protest, did a backflip during her routine. She ended up 10th at those Olympic Games because the backflip was illegal, and she got points deducted from her overall score. Well, now, in 2024, the backflip has been made legal. It can be performed under figure skating competition rules, and so Ilya Malinin was the first to try it here at these Olympic Games. But I also want folks to remember that Surya Bonaly was more than someone who got points deducted because she had a backflip in her program. She was a barrier-breaking figure skater, paving the way for black figure skaters to come. We've got Star Andrews now, who's on the rise in the U.S., and others who want to follow in her footsteps. And so while everyone is talking about a black woman and her backflip, let's not forget all the things she did to break ice and break barriers for women in this sport.
All right, there you go. We got that. So yeah, just a little history there. I'll cover it because I see it circulating. I do remember seeing this story. Time to time talking about the sister who was doing the backflip, but they wasn't credited as well as the challenges she went through being a black woman in the industry, in her industry and her sport, I should say. And also, just her story was interesting. It was good to see that she was adopted by a white family. That also brings up to a lot of sports that black people do. And am I right in thinking that hold on, I'm just trying to think of, was it other black women and guys who were adopted people, and because they were in different areas, so they took up different sports and became very dominant. If you know any, let me know about those. Black people adopted by other groups, so they're now in different areas, different social climates, so they can afford to do sports that you might actually have a certain amount of money to actually train in, or they're just in a culture where they do different things. And I think that would be that sister's similar to that what that sister was going through there. But yeah, anyway, bigger up. That was good stuff. Just a little, I guess, nice story or something like that. Somewhere like that. So now let's go to the second topic, right? Which is, hold on. And this is locked up in Jamaica. Yeah, we discussed the importance of safeguarding children from harmful influences and risky decisions when they travel abroad. That's right. All right, let's go to open. So what should we start? Let's start with this, the mother giving her explanation, and then mother. Here we go. I think this one.
Hi, good evening.
Hi, there we go. I found it. All right, go, mother.
Good evening. I don't usually do videos, but this is a very serious topic. This is my daughter Surya. She's now 22 years old. She went on holiday for a week with her friend to Jamaica back in October 2024. So this is the girls. This is Genevieve, Surya's friend. They've been friends for about 8 years. She asked Surya if she wanted to go to Jamaica for a week because her boyfriend was out there. I tried to encourage her not to go, because she'd never been on holiday by herself. But she was turning 21, so there's only so much she's going to listen to her mum about. So on the 13th of October, they went to Jamaica. I tried to encourage Surya to get her own accommodation because she didn't know these boys from nowhere. This was Genevieve's boyfriend of 2 years. She'd been dating this boy, supposedly from Milton Keynes, for 2 years. She was told his name was Tony. Now, again, I told my daughter to get her own accommodation.
Is it okay? The kid is in that video. Okay, cool.
Accommodation, but she wouldn't listen. This is supposed to be Tony, but his name's not Tony. His name is Uriah Gordon, and this is his Jamaican cousin, LeJean, we think. So again, this is Uriah Gordon, or should we say Tony, as the girls knew him as. Now, Jenny was seeing this boy for 2 years. Imagine, 2 years. So Uriah paid for Jenny's ticket because obviously she thought he was a boyfriend. And I paid for Teresa's ticket because she was turning 21. So this is where it all began. They went to Jamaica, 13th of October. The boys picked them up from the airport and took them to St. Mary, where they had this prestigious Airbnb. I'm talking jacuzzi, swimming pool, everything. I'm still trying to tell my daughter, get your own Airbnb. She's like, Mum, it's fine. And obviously because the artist TJ, he was doing a music video next door, the guy that does Drift. So she's not going to listen to her mum, is she? But I still tried to encourage it, but she did her own thing. So, obviously the next day they're settling in. The boys have taken them everywhere. Duns River, YS Falls, everywhere. Rafting, you know, where you get the rub down and everything. They did everything, took them everywhere. Fancy meals, fancy everything you can think of. But they had an agenda. So let's fast forward to the last day. Bearing in mind they went for 1 week. Before my daughter went to Jamaica, I spoke to her clearly and I told her, do not be carrying nothing from Jamaica. Don't even think about it. Anyway, Jenny's boyfriend, you know, 2 years, he's saying to her, oh, will you bring these trainers back for my cousin? So Teresa said no, but they pulled on her heartstrings. So obviously she agreed in the end.
So they're going to Jamaica, met these guys, and he said, can you bring these trainers back for my cousin? All right.
So Jenny had 5 pairs and Teresa had 3 pairs. So this is where the nightmare began. The boys dropped the girls to the airport. They've gone into the airport. They've not gone from no security, no sniffer dogs. All they've done is gone into the TUI line. So they got pulled out of the line after not being through no security, no sniffer dogs. Remember what I just said to you. And they've asked for the passports. So obviously they're a bit shocked what's going on here. The officers have opened up the suitcases and then pulled out the probe, picked up a pair of shoes and obviously swabbed it. And it's come back positive for what? You know what? I don't need to say it on here and get banned. Anyway, the girls were taken into custody.
I actually don't know what is it. What is it that they were positive for?
They were held at the Cambridge police station in St James, Montego Bay. Then at about 11:30 at night, I got a phone call for the British Embassy. I thought I was going to die. Anyway, I flew out there about 4 days later, and it took me 19 days to get my daughter out of jail. She was in jail for 19 days. The conditions of the jail were horrendous, as you can imagine. Concrete floor, full of women in the same predicament. While they were in jail, I provided.
All right, so it wasn't marijuana. It was cocaine and stuff. Okay, cool. Right, from Jamaica. Okay.
Food, water, pads, anything that I was allowed to send in. On the 8th of November, Teresa was released. So I bailed her out. The only reason she got out was because my father is Jamaican. So now the girls are on bail. The first court hearing was, I think it was the 18th of December. In total, these girls went to court 11 times. This is how long this was prolonged. It was just a long, unnecessary experience. Sometimes my daughter's lawyer didn't turn up, many times. Sometimes Jenny's lawyer didn't turn up. Jenny didn't turn up one time. So it was just long. So the girls have been in Jamaica for a total of 16 months. Bearing in mind they had the serious hurricane. While my daughter's obviously been out there, she's met a boy. You know, she's been there for 16 months. Sometimes there's no electric, no current, maybe nothing to do. She met a boy and she got pregnant.
So she's waiting trial. She got pregnant by another person, which is okay. We're gonna hear that. I think the daughter's side of it afterwards. But if that's true, that's interesting.
So obviously this is not the right timing at all. It's not the right time to be having a baby. Not in these conditions and not in... There's a serious court case going on, but you know. So fast forward, October 2025. My daughter's in slow labour. In hospital. But the hospital is about to be destroyed by this serious hurricane. So she's sent back in slow labour. So she said she survived the hurricane, the eye of the storm. She's got the footage and everything. Then 3 days later, she gives birth to her baby, beautiful baby, in a taxi. No pain relief, no nothing. So beautiful, healthy baby girl. My daughter's healthy. Everything's fine. They've had to go back to Black River, that the worst place hit with a hurricane, were one of them. No electricity, no water. There's still no electricity to this day. So let's fast forward now. January 2026. I'm feeling a bit positive. They've gone into court. They got found guilty. As a family, we're absolutely devastated. You can't imagine how I feel as a mother. And these girls was not represented properly at all. We've got so much evidence that was not presented in court. I mean, where's the proceeds of crime? Where's the phone records? Where's the bank statements? And also, someone used my daughter's phone while she was in custody and rang a British number. So to me, that sounds like they were the scapegoats while the real shipment went through. Corruption at its finest. So the next court hearing is early March for sentencing. We've been advised that these girls are looking a minimum of 6 years. A minimum of 6 years for something they've not done. 6 years. So obviously I want to provide a barrister from England to take over to Jamaica because we need to appeal with all the evidence that we've got. So the girls were not represented properly in court. They did not get a fair trial. There was no jury. So I've got a barrister at this side that has looked at the evidence and she can see and she's ready to come over and do the appeal. This is clearly some kind of setup and it's clearly something that happens often with young girls. As a mother, I want to get this out there to show women that you've got to really talk to your daughters. I'm talking seriously, not just on a small level, on a deep level, because this sounds like some new romance scam. I cannot sit back and watch my daughter go to jail for something she's not done. This has been the hardest 16 months of my life already. And bearing in mind, now she's got a baby. The barrister has to come over to clear my daughter's name, clear both the girls' names. This is a setup. So we're doing this fundraiser because we need to obviously provide legal assistance in Jamaica because we can't rely on the lawyers that these girls have had. They've taken the money and not done a good job. And now they're looking 6 years. This can't happen. I cannot sit back and watch this happen. My middle daughter has not seen her sister in 16 months. I can't. It's been so much heartache, so much pain. I refuse to allow this to happen. I'm not going to allow this to happen. I'm going to fight. I cannot sit back and allow my daughter to go to jail for something she's not done. My heart can't take it. The pain that I've been through. I can't explain it, guys. But what I need you to do is, I need this to go viral. I need to share. You need to share. We need to get it to media. I just need your help. Like, comment, repost, boost, everything we can do to get traction on this. We need people to see this because this can't happen to another girl. There's other girls reaching out to me in my DMs that are saying the same thing happened to them. They didn't go through no security. The same thing. We have to stop this from happening to our daughters. We have to stop these boys from taking advantage of our daughters. And to these horrible little boys that are grooming these girls, destroying families, I'm telling you now, you think there's no God, he's coming for you.
All right, so that's what the mother says. Let's hear what the daughter said. I mean, no matter what happens, no matter what is or isn't, you want to you want to educate your children in general, but definitely girls about when it comes to doing anything, taking anything from them, anyone put anything in your bag, or even if they want to do the crime itself, it's like the risk reward. I don't know, like, you're home with your parents, whatever it is, they're still paying for you to go on holiday. It's a high risk, high reward maybe, but it's like it's not in your favor. And if you get caught, they're not going to fix you terrible. Yeah. So yeah. Let's see what the actual young daughter said herself. I haven't heard this, so let's see what she said. This is on, I think, a guy called Bouncer. Is it Bouncer? Where is it? Full interview with the girl facing prison time. There we go.
How you doing, Jen? We're recording now. How's everything? Well, I know everything is stressful. I know everything.
It's been overwhelming.
Yeah, I know, man. To be on the internet and obviously for your picture to be put on blast and then everyone have their own opinions of what's happened, and not everything. Obviously, there's always 3-4 sides to a story. Do you know what I mean? I think when that video came out, we already heard one side of the story, and everyone's gonna react the way how we reacted. Do you know what I mean? When I saw the video and I reacted, I thought, oh yeah, the how it was portrayed was, he was in a 2-year relationship, and do you know what I mean? So everyone naturally is gonna think, oh, she must have known. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Just from the back of what the mother said. But if you just like to let me know how obviously everything has started and just to clear up everything. I know you said that you had receipts and what.
Yeah, so I know Tony Uriah Gordon because basically I met him while I was in uni in Birmingham, November 2022. We wasn't in a relationship, like it was very much just a link, like it was on and off. Like when we would stop speaking, it was...
So, she's going on holiday for a man she wasn't really with, didn't really know that well, it seems.
Wouldn't be on bad terms or anything. Like, it just wasn't. It wasn't a relationship. So fast forward now to August 2024. Tony and me has started speaking again, and it's very much consistent. Like, we're speaking, everything's going like okay. Then he must have asked me. Well, he must have told me that, oh yeah, he's going to Jamaica soon, and he wants me to come with him. Like, he wants to fly me out. So when he said that to me, like, I said no, like, because I thought he wasn't being serious, so I just said no, and we still continued speaking. And then,
Have you been Jamaica before?
no,
Or-
I've never been Jamaica. I'm not even Jamaican.
Okay.
I'm not
Okay.
Jamaican. But yeah, that was my first time. So he's came to Jamaica now, like he said, and he's asked me again, and I've been like to him, like, I'm not gonna lie, you flown out to Jamaica and you expect me to go all the way to Jamaica by myself, like.
How long is he in Jamaica for? Like when he asked you, did he live there or he was just out there
No, he
for
didn't
like
live there.
months?
He's from England. He's from
Yeah.
Northampton. Like, he's
Okay.
actually from England. He just has his heritage is just Jamaican.
Okay.
So yeah, he's in
It's
Jamaica.
just a holiday for him, basically. Basically, it was kind of a holiday, not a holiday.
Holiday, but he said to me that he was staying there like a few months.
Okay.
So yeah, he's asked me, and I've been like, I'm not gonna lie, like, I'm not going to Jamaica by myself. Like, you've gone and you expect me to come by myself. Then that's when he was like to me, oh, it's not that deep to.
For those listening now, we're looking at a young 20-year-old woman who was went to Jamaica, and she's saying that her boyfriend, she didn't really know. Mum was saying put drugs in trains that they asked her to bring back to England, and now she might be facing 6 years. And she's also had a kid with a person she met out there while she's being trialed as well. So this is what the mum has said. So we can see what she said.
Solo travel, I would say bring a friend, but that's up to you. So obviously, when he's told me that, I've called two of my friends, not Taraya, two of my like close friends, and I've asked them, and then one of my friends couldn't because her birthday was that week and she was having a big party, and then my other friend had no more holidays, like, from work. So that's when I remembered, oh, Taraya. So let me even get into that. Me and Taraya have known each other for a long time. Like, we used to live on the same street.
Oh wait, this one is not. So this is not the one with the. Is this the other one? Let me know which one this is, just so we can find out. This is not the one with the child. I think that's.
So mums used to know each other, be friends,
yeah,
or just.
Yeah, our mums knew each other. Like, there wasn't close friends, but they were just calm with each other.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Obviously, it was me and Taraya who were friends. But obviously, from I moved to Birmingham in 2022 for uni, and she moved to Manchester for uni. So, we kind of lost contact. Like, we wasn't as close as how we was before.
You picked up that Birmingham accent
What do you think?
quickly. Yeah, you picked it up quickly. That is you picked it up quick.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So yeah, I moved to Birmingham. She moved to Manchester, and obviously, well, not obviously, but my mum must have moved houses, so we wasn't living on the same street no more. So we didn't really speak to each other like that. So around like September 2024, me and Taraya have like reconnected. We're speaking on the phone, and she's telling me about a holiday she had in Jamaica. Because she was in Jamaica a month before me and her went. And
with her family? Is that with her family or something?
Yeah, with her family, like her mum and her sisters. Mm-hmm. So she's telling me about that, and I'm like, oh, do you know what's so mad? That the boy I'm speaking to wants to fly me out to Jamaica. This is before Tony has asked me. He's asked if I want to come with a friend. So yes, I was telling her, oh yeah, the boy I'm speaking to wants to fly me out. Then she was like, oh, if you end up going, let me know, because I'll come with you. And my mum said she'll pay for my flight ticket for my birthday, because her birthday is end of September. So her mum said for her birthday present, she'll pay for a flight. So obviously now, when Tony's come to me and said, oh, you can bring a friend, but that's up to you. And I've asked my 2 other friends and they couldn't. I remembered, Taraya, like she said, if I end up going, she'll come, like her mum will pay for the ticket. So I've messaged her and I've asked her, like, are you still on coming to Jamaica? And she was like, I'm at work at the moment, but when I get home, I'll ask my mum and I'll let you know. And then she got home, she asked her mum was fine with it. She said, yes, she can go. So, yeah, basically with this whole situation, my mum did not want me to go. Like, my mum, because I must have, when Tony, like, asked me, I must have, like, gone to my mum and been like, oh, would you mind if, like, I went on holiday with a boy? And she was like, oh, I wouldn't mind, but, like, I would have to speak to his mum. So, obviously, when she said that to me, I was just thinking, like, what do you need to speak to his mum for? Like,
well, that's interesting. It seems like a decent request. You go on holiday for the first time on your own with a boy, your family doesn't know, regardless of how old you think you are. The fact is you're asking your mum, so I assume you're under her roof. So that could be a normal request. So, I want to speak to the family of who you're going with. So if something goes wrong or right, we know there's a connection, and we could, like, for example, what is happening now, right? That's perfect. Like, also you can get a sense of a person by their family and ask further questions. But if something goes wrong, which it has done, you now have a person you can reach out with to find out more. So yeah, let's see what this young lady says.
This is not even my boyfriend. Like, this is just someone I'm speaking to. Like, I just found it annoying, the fact.
You found it annoying that you're going on holiday with a boy, male, right? And you ask your mum for permission or money or whatever it is. So that means you're still under her guidance regardless of your age. And she wants to connect with the family of the boy, who's not your boyfriend, or someone, whatever you're doing with, whatever. Well, that kind of makes sense, right? Especially if it's someone you're saying isn't someone you know. You clearly didn't know him, because something's gone wrong and somehow you must have been connected. I could be right, I could be wrong, I don't know.
That my mum wanted to speak to his mum. So, my head is literally like...
Nice, take your time, man. Nice, good.
So, yeah, Taraya's asked the mom. Her mom's been like, yeah, she'll pay for a ticket, whatever. So, Tony's paid for my ticket and Taraya's paid for her own. So we've booked the ticket to go to Jamaica now. And when we've booked it, that's when I went to my mom and said to my mom, oh yeah, I'm going to Jamaica with Taraya in a week. The flight's already been booked. So obviously my mom started moving mad. Like, me and her were going back and forth, because she was saying, like, why would you book the ticket without coming to me? Like,
sounds like a very good thing. Why are you spending money or whatever you're doing without permission, if you have to get permission?
Yeah.
You should have told me before you booked it.
Makes sense to me as a parent.
But obviously, just the fact that she was moving back mad and, like, asking to speak to people's parents, that's why I'm not.
So remember, the parent is moving sane while the daughters are moving mad, because they were allowed to pick a person to go on holiday with, and something has happened where drugs has been exchanged, and now women are getting pregnant and facing 6 years. So if this is the mentality, I don't know who this woman is. Is this the woman who's with them? If this is how she's processing information now, you can probably see why women like this, or young girls like this, are easy victims, really. If that's if they're not a part, because I'm not saying someone might be part of it, but they could be victims in two ways. One, they did it willingly, or two, they're ignorant kind of people who are trying to commit crime to make money, and they're victims of idiocy, of foolishness, I guess.
I'm not gonna lie, I put my hands up. I was very sneaky. Like, I did not tell my mom the full details of the trip. Like,
yeah,
I really didn't. So obviously,
you're at that age as well. I'll be honest.
Yeah,
with you.
I was
you're
20,
at a certain age.
Yeah, I was 21 at the time. I'm 20.
Well, you're 20, so it's like you're old enough to just tell what's happening, right?
22 now, but at the time I was 21, and yeah, I was clearly just being reckless and not thinking. So obviously, my mom's now called Taraya's mom and asked asked Taraya's mom, like, oh, is it true that Genevieve and Taraya are flying out to Jamaica? Taraya's mom was like, yeah, it's fine. They're going to be staying with my family. Don't worry about it. Like, it's calm. So obviously, from my mom speaking to Taraya's mom,
Give her reassurance.
yeah, she got the reassurance and she was just calm about the situation. Like, she dropped us off. My mom dropped me and Taraya off to the airport. But I did not tell Taraya's mom to lie to my mom. Obviously, I should have been the one to tell my mom, but Taraya's mom just lied. And when she lied, I'm not going to lie, at the time I was thinking, oh yeah, Taraya's mom's like such a calm mom. Like, she gets it. Like, my mom's just moving mad.
Yeah.
So the next day after my mom spoken to Taraya's mom and my mom's fine with me flying out, I was at Taraya's house, and then Taraya's mom's come to me and been like, oh yeah, I understand how you feel. Like, my mom used to move the same way when I was younger, and I wish when I was your age I was out traveling, because she was saying that she had Taraya young, so from young she was just being a mother, and she wishes that she could fly out when she was younger and all these things. So fast forward now to us going to Jamaica. We went to Jamaica.
What was the date you went to Jamaica?
October 13th. October 13th, 2024. So fast forward to that. My mom's dropped us off at the airport. We've landed in Jamaica. Tony and his cousin LeJohn have picked us up from the airport. And we stayed at an Airbnb in St. Mary's. So LeJohn drove to the Airbnb in St. Mary's, and we were supposed to stay there for like a week. Well, we did stay there for a week. The holiday was for 7 days, and the holiday went well. I'm not gonna lie, like, we did a lot of excursions. We went out. Yeah, it was fun.
Did you pick up on any energies, like any with the boys, like any? Was it just calm, or it was just
no, not at all.
Okay.
Not at all. So the night before we're supposed to leave, Tony's come to I was on the phone to my friend, and I ended the phone with my friend, and then Tony's come to me and he's like, oh, have you spoken to Taraya? And I've been like, spoken to Taraya about what? And he was like, oh, I asked her if she wouldn't mind taking shoes back for his cousin LeJohn. And I said, oh no, I haven't spoken to her, but I'll speak to her. So he was getting ready to leave. He went somewhere, and he said when he comes back, so he was like, oh, I'm going somewhere, but you man get ready, because we was going out that day. So obviously I've gone in the room now and I've asked Taraya, and she was like, oh yeah, he asked me to take back like 2 pairs of shoes for LeJohn. But I said to him, like, oh, I don't know. But I said to him, oh, I don't know. I'll have to think about it. So I didn't think anything of it. We just got ready and then went out. So the next day now, the morning of the day we're supposed to leave, Tony's come again to me and Taraya with the shoes. And he's asked us, and he's like, well, he's asked us, and we're like, oh, who are these shoes for? And he's like, oh, it's for LeJohn's brother who's recently moved to the UK. And I've like, we're just asking questions about it. And then obviously he was like, oh, LeJohn's embarrassed to ask. Obviously he doesn't have money like that. And I'm not leaving Jamaica till December. And what else was he saying? He was like, shipping from Jamaica to England's expensive. And just
I'll be honest with you. Someone asked them to bring back shoes. There's no red flags. Like, as a young girl, like, for me, like, there's no, do you know what I mean? I've been to Jamaica many times, and that could have happened to me. If I could have a cousin and be like, yo, send this back for thingy, and I would be like, oh yeah, put it in the suitcase. I wouldn't have thought And
Yeah,
obviously,
I'm not gonna lie, I was not thinking that at all. And obviously the shoes look calm. Like there was nothing wrong with the shoes. And I genuinely, the minute he said he's embarrassed to ask and he doesn't have money like that, I automatically felt bad. And obviously because we had like a good holiday, like it was good. And his cousin LeJohn he was a nice person, like he was so nice.
yeah.
So we just felt bad. Like
No,
we feel
to
bad.
be honest, I don't think anyone that sits here and says, "Oh yeah," that's especially for two young girls that don't know nothing about drugs. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Don't know nothing about this level or what's going on. You're just thinking, okay, cool. Like the story that.
Do they not know about drugs? I mean, that wasn't really confirmed. Also, what happened to the guys? So, because it's not like they are given names and stuff, and they're happy to say. So, this is they were scammed. They're happy to give the details of the guys who caused it. So, what have they been arrested as well? I don't know.
They've sold to you. You're not thinking nothing of it. Do you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
that could happen to anyone. It could happen to any one of us.
No,
yeah.
literally. Yeah, he was just playing with our heartstrings. Like we genuinely did feel bad. So, obviously he's left the room now. Tereya's called her mom. She's FaceTimed her mom, and she's told her mom. And her mom's been calm. Like her mom was fine with it. Like the only thing her mom said was check the shoes. So I've checked the shoes now, and the shoes look normal because it was mostly sliders than trainers. And I don't know anything about these things. I didn't even know people could put Coca-Cola in sliders. Like I like they just look the shoes looked completely fine. And also from like Tereya's mom being calm with it, I just thought, oh, like I wasn't really thinking that like, oh, there could be something in the shoes. Like her mom was so calm about it. She just said, oh yeah, just check the shoes.
You
And
say she was on FaceTime, yeah? She was on
yeah,
FaceTime.
Tereya FaceTimed her mom and she was telling her mom and she was showing her mom the shoes and her mom was fine with it because they basically agreed with Tony's friend picking up the shoes from Tereya's house. I don't think I mentioned that well, I think I did. But yeah, Tony's
So
friend was
when you say they, was it Tereya or was it Tereya's mum or was it just was the shoes?
Tereya and Tony.
Okay,
because
Tereya and Tony.
Yeah, because I said, yeah, no one can pick up shoes from my house. Like, my mom's gonna move mad about that. But
okay.
Yeah, like her mom was fine with it, so that kind of like made me feel more at ease. Like, my friend's mom is calm with it. The shoes look fine. Tony's a nice person. Well, Tony and LeJohn are like nice people.
At the time,
we had a good time. Yeah. Like we had a good time. Like I wasn't really overthinking it. And I'm not gonna lie, this all came to us the morning before we were supposed to fly out. Like we didn't have time to really like sit down and think about it. Like, and this is why I say it was like premeditated.
What would you do if your children got into this situation? Very interesting. Yeah, I probably might follow up on the story because I have no idea. I don't know who's who, to be honest. But and I guess from one end of it, you could probably imagine that it is possible to maybe we've all done that. Maybe we've bought things back, maybe for other people. I think that usually comes from really knowing trust someone. And I mean, if they wasn't involved, you can see how the strategy was. If they were involved, of bringing them over to give them a nice time and then lowering the defense. If, by the same token, if they were involved, then right now they're giving up names, which people do, whatever. But that's something that people tend to not do. Well, depending on the kind of like lifestyle they live and stuff.
Because you literally come to us the night before we're supposed to fly out. Like, I'm not gonna lie, if you told me like a few days before, I would have spoken to my friends and like got like proper advice and not taken them. But it literally happened. We literally got asked basically the morning we're supposed to fly out.
No, it's not. No.
Yeah.
And to be honest, like I was saying, it's you see that storyline. It's most people would. A lot of us were a bit older, so we kind of know these things that happen. Do you know what I mean? But when you're young, most people would just be like, yeah, no problem, and took something and brought it back. Do you know what I mean? So, me, honestly, obviously, I know you're saying from when a parent, Troy's mum, saying it's fine, it's already put you at ease as well on the back
that
of that.
just put me at ease. Like, that literally just didn't make me think of anything at all. Like, her mum was just so calm about it. She just said, just check the shoes. And obviously we've checked the shoes and the shoes look normal. And obviously there was a few trainers, and I lifted up the insole and there was nothing in the insole. I wouldn't have thought that they could put like Coca-Cola in the actual like bottom of the
yeah, and sew it together.
Sew it together. Like, I didn't know it was like that. But yeah.
Okay. So once you picked up the trainers, put them in your suitcase, you went to the airport.
Tony's. So we've packed everything, put everything in the car. Obviously, we were staying in St. Mary's, so we had to leave from St. Mary's all the way to Montego Bay.
Okay.
And they've dropped us off at the airport. They've took our suitcases out. We've said our goodbyes. We've gone into the airport now, and we was flying with TUI. So do you know how obviously they have like each section and like the queues? There was no one in the queue when we got there. And we got there we got there 2 hours before our flight. But as we're like walking through like the line to like check in, officers have told us to officers have stopped us and they asked for our passport. And they were asking questions about the trip, like how long we've been here and whatever. And then they've asked us to put our suitcase on the table. So
what is it? Is this woman in Jamaica waiting trial or waiting sentence inside? Is that? I mean, are they still in Jamaica?
We put our suitcase on the table, and they've seen the shoes, and they said they were suspicious about the shoes because this is what they said in court. They said they were suspicious about the shoes because apparently the shoes were heavy.
Is this something that goes on a lot in Jamaica, getting people from other countries to take the stuff back?
But the sliders were like designer sliders. Everyone knows designer sliders are heavier than normal sliders. Like when I was putting the shoes in my suitcase, I didn't feel no weight or anything. Like the designer sliders, so they're heavier than normal sliders. So they were suspicious because the sliders.
So sliders are like slippers, right? They're slippers, aren't they?
Were heavy, so they must have pricked the bottom of the shoe, and they've like wiped it on some like paper and it turned blue, meaning that there's Coca-Cola in it. And then obviously they've took us to a room and started questioning us, and yeah.
Did they think it was a possibility that could happen? Were the people selling coke when they're taking coke or any kind of drug? Is it something they thought they wrapped up in? Is it something they thought they wrapped up in, and that's how, because the women were being taken out? Who was paying? Was the guys paying? What is their jobs? That kind of stuff. Did they care if they were selling drugs?
Yeah.
So straight away, as soon as you walked in, they've seen you. How long? Like since you walked into the airport? Like a couple minutes.
Like 2 minutes in, because we just walked into the airport, and then there was no one in the queue, so we're trying to get through the barriers and go to check in. And before we've done that, the officers have literally stopped us and asked for our passports, and then told us to put our suitcase on the table.
Did they say in court why they done that? Did they say that it was like a tip, or did they say that it was just it's just routine?
Just routine.
Okay. And then from that happening, is that when you guys went to you get interviewed?
Yeah, they asked us questions. Obviously, we gave our statements, and I literally told them like, yeah, the boys check the cameras. The boys who dropped us off at the airport, they're the ones who gave us the shoes. They've now, when we was in the room, they got all the shoes out and they were cutting open the shoes. It was so, like, I was in so much shock. Like, the way they were even struggling to cut open the shoes, because it was literally professionally done. Like the Coca-Cola in the shoes were literally in the shape of the sole of the shoe. I don't know how they did it, but yeah. So obviously, yeah, they took us to jail, and we was literally in a cell. We was in jail for like, well, I was in jail for 3 weeks. Teray was in there for like 2 weeks and a bit. But yeah.
And before we even get into the jail side of things and the court case side of things, why do you think the mum, Taraya's mum, she missed out? She didn't tell the whole story. Why do you think she only told one side of the story?
Because let's be real, like, as a mother, why would you let your child take? Why would you let your child take shoes? Like, your child's called you and asked you, is it okay for me to do this? And you've said yeah.
Yeah.
She's not gonna come. She's not gonna come on the internet
and say that.
And what's really annoying, well, because obviously in the,
as a parent, would you be suspicious at that if she said their friend wants to take a few pairs of shoes back? Well, is this the same one they didn't know who the parent is, or the child's parent, or the adult's parent, whatever? Interesting.
The comments people were saying you didn't want her to go, but you paid for a flight ticket, and then you're saying that she's called you to ask you, and you said no, but we're still talking. If Taraya's calling you to ask you if she should take some shoes and you said no, she wouldn't have took them. Like,
no, 100%.
Like, let's be real.
Because in her video, she was saying, I think she stated, she was like,
what were they? So the shoes sent over. What was he doing? Wearing them? Was he selling them? Why is he selling the shoes over? And how much could he possibly make in England with these shoes?
Told Taraya not to bring anything back, or not. I think she said that in her video, that not to bring anything back. And she also obviously, look, it's crazy that you are out.
Well, they are, Mark. We'll probably play a bit more of this, but if anyone wants to jump and give your opinion, feel free. We're gonna have 1 hour show today, a bit more maybe. This is then we'll call it a day. But it's up to you guys. If you want to unpack it more, but more certainly can. But let's carry on listening. A few minutes of this.
Out there on bail for 16 months? How long has it been? 16 months.
16 months, yeah.
And you're saying that there was.
She's been in jail for 16 months. So she's been okay.
It was about 11. Was there 11 court cases?
I don't know how many times we've been to court, but it's been a few. Like, it's been a lot of times from December till now. December till now.
And when you went on trial, how long did your trial last?
My trial started in April, and my trial lasted from April 2025 until January, because January, that's when they made the verdict.
So, it wasn't every day, was it?
No, it wasn't every day. Like, so it started in April. We went back to court again in June. Then we went back to court again in July. Then July.
So you see when you, sorry to disturb you, see when you went to court, was any of them dates where you had to put a guilty or not guilty plea, and then after that, is there a date where you had to argue your case, like all the evidence got put in front of you, and then you had to share your side of the stories of what happened? And then in the UK, obviously, is a bit like it's a bit different, isn't it? So what was how did the trial start in terms of was there one day where, I don't know, I did hear that, was there no jury? It was the judge that made the decision?
Yeah. But I'm not gonna lie, I don't really want to talk too much about the whole what happened in court, because at the end of the day, they haven't even sentenced us yet.
Yeah, of course.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't really want to say things.
Yeah, of course.
And I haven't even been sentenced yet.
Yeah, of course.
But I will say that I don't know where Taraya's mum got the 6 years from. That's completely false. They never told us that in court. My lawyer never told me that. Maybe her lawyer did, but it's not true. Like, they can't say 6 years and they haven't sentenced us yet. Like, they didn't say anything about sentencing yet to us. So I don't know where the 6 years has come from.
Okay, cool. Is there anything else part of the story that is missing, that what Tereya's mum said that was not true, or you think that everything else was true? Was fine?
Well, she did say that she got us bail, me and Tereya bail, which is not the case. She didn't get us bail. My lawyer represented Tereya because Tereya didn't have a lawyer. And it was my friend's mom, one of my close friends, family, who valued his car to get me bail. I'm not going to really speak too much about that, but she didn't get me bail. So that's false. She didn't say that she didn't tell Tereya not to go. She was literally like saying, yeah, you guys should go, like it'll be a good, like you'll have a great time, like blah blah blah. And yeah.
Firstly, man, I just wanna like, sorry for even what you're going through with, like, this is crazy when it comes to what men do you know what I mean, and the manipulation, and these things are happening all the time. The amount of messages that I've received of this sorts of stuff happening, people got to get him.
He's got to have a pro. I mean, look, I don't know what the ins and outs of the scenario is, but I guess you have to have pro calls. One of them, you know, you're not allowing your daughters go meet any man, whatever it is. But also, yeah, by no means taking it back. And don't get me wrong, that happens. You know, there's been times you might be at the airport, and then someone goes, "My suitcase is too packed. Can I put stuff in yours?" I mean, you can imagine, you know. But once again, there's doing things with people you don't know, and you have no idea of their intent and history, and that kind of stuff.
Getting flown out on holiday. You're at an age where men fly out women, like young men fly out women. That you're at that age. Do you know what I mean? And you're at an age where
when he's saying fly out women, is he talking as in like they are paying, the men are paying? Is that what he's talking about? Because you know, flying them out and then buying them all that kind of stuff there. This is a person who she said she was with him in the UK as friends, whatever. So yes, that has to be kind of reviewed.
Young girls hide that from their parents. Respectfully, they do. You know what I'm trying to say? So we can't sit here and say that you're in the wrong for anything. Obviously, this has become the nightmare from hell, because are they saying that you are looking at prison time? 100%.
Well, they haven't said that. I don't know if I.
You don't even need to mention anything to do with that.
Just, they haven't said that.
What I would just ask you is, how did they come to a verdict? Did you say your story in court and they just come to a verdict, or you wasn't allowed to say your story and they came to a verdict?
Obviously I did speak on the stand, but the way I'm speaking my story now, I wasn't allowed to explain myself like this in court.
Okay.
I will say that. Like, the both of us didn't really get to explain ourselves. Okay. But then again, like, we was found in possession of the things at the end of the day. And yeah, like, we was the ones found in possession. Obviously, there's a lot of things that have happened that I'm not happy with, but I literally just have to accept it and, like,
deal with it.
Yeah, deal with it, basically. But yeah.
And you've being in a country that you're not from for 16 months. I know you must miss your family, and if there's a message to send to, I don't know, women, young girls your age, what would that message be? Because this is a story that I think every parent needs to send to their son and their daughter. Do you know what I mean? So what would that message be?
Don't make the same mistake as me. Listen to your mom. Honestly, like,
she didn't come across as someone who was appreciative of mom, by the way. Just to note that, like, she was still quite. Maybe she's just reacting how she felt at the time of the delivery, but yeah, like I didn't really get any kind of like retrospective thoughts or whatever, or apologies, or I don't know.
Obviously, now being in this situation, I've realized all the times my mum was talking to me and I thought like, oh, she's just doing the most. It was for my own good and her looking out for me. And yeah.
At the very least, you can take all these videos and put them in a kind of compilation just to play your kids.
I don't trust men. And
well, it's not you shouldn't trust men. It's just there's protocols you have to go through, and there's certain things you can't skip those protocols, and you can't put yourself in a vulnerable position, and especially people you don't know. And also, it'll be interesting to know the lifestyle they live in prior to this. Like you want to get with people in your own kind of like social class. You know what I mean? What, you know, like the way you want to go, you want to match people who want to go in the same place. If they're doing other things that might jeopardize that, then they're not in your social class, in a different class, and it might be worth taking the risk.
Yeah, I don't know what to say.
No,
but
it's cool, man.
Listen to your parents.
Parents are always right.
Well, yeah, if it's like actual good advice, but your parents are always right. They know what's good for you and stuff. Yeah.
Just I want to say sorry for the situation is mad that you're in. I'll be honest with you. It's a mad situation that is now come to the internet. I saw that her mum put up a GoFundMe, and then the GoFundMe's been taken down. I do understand that because obviously in Jamaica, court fee, everything costs money with lawyers, right? It's not. Is it legal aid?
It's been. We wasn't allowed to get legal aid. My mom is a single mom, like, so it's literally been my mom from the beginning. My mom.
I think is it true that both of the girls who were arrested, they both have single parents? That's all. No one did ask what is the father's views on these things, and once again, you know, having men in lives can give female young girl daughters a better perspective of what to look out for, and also consequences.
Been having to pay for my accommodation. She's having to pay for like food. And Jamaica's expensive. And my mum's got I've got two younger siblings who she has to look after as well. And it's just been hard. Like my mum's literally been working every single day for me, like to provide for me and provide for herself and my siblings. So it's been really hard. Yeah.
That's crazy, man. Please, if I don't know if you can give me some contacts to your mum, give me an update of what's going on with your case. Obviously, I wish you all the best. If anything that happens, please tell your mum to reach out to me. I would like to show some support in terms of, do you know what I mean? If anything for the worst was to ever happen, I would like to show some support in terms of sending some money over, just for the both of you, to be honest, because look, these things happen, and I don't want anyone that comes and says, "Oh, you knew," or a story that got told from the story, everyone made their opinion from it. I made their opinion from it. But what I would say is, these things happen. Do you know what I mean? These things happen. You're aware of it now. You're in the situation. The other young lady, she's now got a son. Do you know what I mean? Or a daughter. She's had a child. So it's just a crazy story, innit? But yeah, please send me your mum details and I'll stay in contact with your mum. But stay strong. And one advice I'll give you, don't play into the comments and read the comments too much, because it will mess up your head. It will mess up your head.
It messed up my head for the past few days. Like, I'm not even a social media person, so like I was feeling suicidal seeing all these things. Like it was
swear, man.
Yeah, but yeah.
I'm sorry that you're even going through that. But look, don't read the comments. Everyone's gonna have an opinion. There's gonna be a debate. Things are not true.
All right, there. But anyway, we'll call it there. So, any comments, let me know. But yeah, I mean, a quick roundup. Obviously, she covered mental health there and suicide and stuff. That's a separate topic in itself. But yeah, ultimately, you know, it's you want to be connected with your kids to the level where they feel like they do want to tell you stuff. And also, you do want to, I think, you know, you want to definitely try to make sure they have some kind of male guidance. If it's not their parent, father, then uncles or something, constructive uncles, that is. But yeah, it's, yeah, I don't know. We'll both follow the story, see what's going on, and see how it unfolds. But, and also see, I saw some other videos maybe the other girl, because I don't know who's who. So maybe I might get those. But yeah, it's a bit, yeah, I don't know. We'll see what's happening. But I think the moral of the story is trusting and going out as a young, in regards to how old or young they are, you know, of men they don't know, and then taking things back and then not telling their parents or whatever it is. And that needs to review. But anyway, I'm going to go because we've had an hour. Unless anyone wants to jump in, we're good. But, you know, to all those who practice Black Betterment, know that you're important. And those who don't, know that you're loved. And I will catch you next week where we can do more breakdowns. And at some point, we're going to try to change up the format. I have to get more guests on, all that good stuff. I just rush around all year. But either way, it is this broadcast is strictly for constructive purposes only, unless we change the format. So you guys also have, you know, you have president, you have, you know, your opinions matter, blah 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 blah. So yeah, good stuff there. So, but let's keep it going. Be constructive, and if anything you want us to cover, let us know. Until next week, everyone. Black Betterment to all, and to all Black Betterment. I'm gone. I've got things to do. Goodbye. All right.